Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly Leap videos. I'm Renee Blasky of the Leap Network. So for the last 4 videos, I've been going through a series called the 4 Steps to Growing Your Business Without the Overwhelm. So the first video was an introduction. The second video was step 1, and that's getting clear on who you serve. The third video was step 2, which is getting your back end organized. And then step 3, or the fourth video, was delegation. So this video, the fifth in the series and the final one in the series, is on step 4. And step 4 is how to be accountable. Okay, so, and taking consistent action. So take consistent action with accountability. Now, I had recommended too that before you start all of these videos that you actually download the ebook, and the link will be given in the comment section. And the reason I want you to do this first is because in that ebook you will find the worksheets that go along with the videos. And if you're a lifelong learner like I am, you realize that when you actually partake in the exercises, the lesson gets into your head much easier, and you can start taking action and implementing. So taking consistent action with accountability, downloading that ebook, and actually participating in the exercises is one of the steps you can take to make sure that you're taking those actions with accountability. Because when you go and you fill out the worksheets, you can actually then go back in later period of time after you've started to take action and see what are my next steps, or have I done what I actually said I was going to do. All right, so let's get a little bit more into step 4. In order to grow your business, you have to take action. I have had comments from people and say they hope to do this, and they hope that people will show up, and they hope this, and I call that the hope method. And hoping does not take action. You're just hoping. You need to take that consistent action. Not hope, but actually do it. So you need a plan. You need to have where you want to go. So where do you want to be in 12 months' time? And then work backwards necessarily to help you. Where do you want to be in 9 months? Where do you want to be in 6 months? Where do you want to be in 3 months? In order for you to get achieved what you want in 12 months, what do you have to do in the very first 3 months? What do you have to do in 6 months? What do you have to do in 9 months? So you can either go from point 0 in time to the 12 months, or go backwards from point 12 months to time 0 now. Okay, it depends on how you want to look at it, and some of that one of those methods work better for some people and the other works better for others. So it's up to you to decide which one of those methods, and I can help you determine that if you would like. And I offer that free session, and this is one of the things that I love to talk about people, is what action can they take to make sure that their goals are being met. Okay, now when you see that you're not taking action, that you're effectively ambivalent, to me that means that you haven't suffered enough pain in your life to make it important enough to motivate you, to drive you to get what needs to be done. Okay? So, and a lot of times too, we get caught up in our own story. We get caught up with our excuses, and it becomes part of our story such that the story itself stops us from moving forward, because we get the attention that we're desiring. We get sympathy from our friends and our family. But once you get past that pain threshold that you say, enough is enough, I'm sick of feeling like this, and I'm sick of not having enough income, I'm sick of not getting new clients, then you start taking consistent action. Okay? So when you're setting your goals, make sure that you think about what it's going to feel like when you get that goal accomplished. What's going to happen in your life? What is your life going to look like? What is it going to mean to you, for you and your family, that you've met those goals, that you've succeeded in achieving those goals? When your business is consistently growing and bringing in more and more income, what does that mean to your lifestyle? Because when you look at that as the end game of feeling that amazing feeling of succeeding and having a better lifestyle and helping people get their lifestyles to be better, because as soon as you get there, you're going to want to help more and more people feel the same thing that you do. Okay? So when you're feeling ambivalent, maybe it's because you don't acknowledge the success that you can have and the feeling that you're going to have when you reach that success. If you're too much in pain, or that pain is so much part of your story that it's attracting the negative attention, then perhaps you and I need to talk even quicker. Then I hope we'll find you calling and booking a schedule or an appointment. Okay. So the other thing that we need to actually do is take consistent and constant evaluation of where we are in our business. 3 months can go by, and if we haven't started taking consistent action and taking or evaluating where we are and the progress that we've made, sometimes time will lapse and we don't even know it. So keep that in mind. We have to control ourselves. I've made a video already about time management. Have a look at that if you haven't seen it yet. We have to control ourselves. It's not a matter of controlling time. There's always 24/7 days, 24 hours and 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's nothing to manage. It's ourselves that we're managing, okay? So we have to evaluate it, look at what we're doing correctly, and if it's not working out, change it. Remember the video on experimentation too. Keep that in mind. If it's not working, that's okay. Change it. Mix it up. I know several people who, when they send out emails, marketing emails, they'll send out one email with one subtitle, and then they'll send out another one with another subject title. Okay? And they figure out which one's working better, which has a better open rate, which has a better click-through rate. And if your click-through rate is good, it's because your content is relevant to the people that you're addressing. If your click rate is not very good, then you need to look at what is your content. So these are all things that you can evaluate. And then the other thing that is so critical for growing your business is accountability. I gave a talk the other day to a group of women entrepreneurs, and one of the things I talked about was having accountability buddies. And not only are they important, but it's also important that you give yourself deadlines. Okay? If you're like me, if I don't have a deadline, it doesn't get done. Or it doesn't get done very quickly because I haven't made it a priority. When I put a deadline on it and then share that deadline with my accountability buddies, more than likely I'm going to get it done in time. So keep in mind, when you're having accountability buddies, don't make your best friend your accountability buddy. Don't make your brother or sister an accountability. Don't make your mom or dad or your kids your accountability buddies, because it's too easy to say, it doesn't matter. And they will let you off the hook more often than not. If you want an accountability buddy, you need to get someone who's also running their own business and also needs an accountability, so you can work with each other and make sure that the other person actually performs. Now, the real trick for all of this is if you make a deadline and you miss that deadline, that there's a penalty. And that penalty can either be that you deprive yourself of something that you love to do, or it can actually be a penalty that involves money. Okay? Now, if you're like me and I have to pay extra money out of my pocket that I hadn't planned, that's painful. So there are times when I set deadlines and I say, if I don't meet this, I'm going to give away $100 to a charity that I love. So at least it's doing some good if I don't make the deadline. But I'd rather have my charitable giving be a conscious effort to give it as part of my annual charity giving plan that I have, but rather than a penalty for me not meeting a deadline. Okay, so can you think of a way that you can give money as a penalty to someone? And it maybe, or else it's give away your services or give away product. Make sure that it's painful enough, though, that it encourages us to keep that deadline. Maybe it's giving money away to your accountability buddy, because then too, they'll also make sure that you try to get that deadline, but it could backfire too, because maybe then they don't want you to meet that deadline. So it's up to you as to who you decide to give money away to, okay? But when you make not meeting a deadline painful, the chances are you are going to make that deadline. So keep that in mind. So find somebody that can help you. I'd love to help you with that. Keep in mind, when you go on an adventure that you've never done before and it's challenging, you typically will have a guide. I mean, when I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, I had a guide. Okay. When I went ziplining for the first time, I had lessons. When I went skydiving, I had a tandem instructor with me. I just didn't jump out of that plane free fall with no guidance. So keep that in mind. And I would love to help you and guide you along the way. So let's start off with having that free 1 hour session. There's no obligation, and I love helping people. So I'm sure that you'll be able to gain a lot from that 1 hour conversation. So I'm also going to put my calendar link in the same place that I put the ebook gift giveaway for you. So have a look at that. And remember, there's no obligation. And I know that most of the people, I think, well, everybody that I've spoken to about the value that they got out of that 1 hour conversation was pretty large for them. So they really think it's of a value. So please take me up on my offer and help get your business growing with not any overwhelm. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this series, and be sure to pass it along to any other friends that you think would help them grow their businesses. And again, let me know if you need help. I'd love to help. So take care. Bye.